I'm gonna give this a shot to see if it improves my audio. Don't mind the clutter you see, I'm just reorganizing things, tidying up my bookcase, making a decision on some of the books I've accumulated over time. Those being mainly just, I'm just gonna donate some of the books I clearly will not go back to. Not looking to collect money back on my purchases. I think some of them were just donated. So I also am going to do that with some of my tech. So don't mind me. I do want to highlight some of the things that I'm going to be doing real quick, especially when it comes to extracting the contents from DVDs that I should be referring to, especially when it comes to that foam roller in my workout area. I've had it for years. Haven't consulted this to really get a proper idea, along with uh, my recent extraction of the Way of the Dragon. I I got from Arrow Films, the 4K of Way of the Dragon. Just some quick impressions of it. There are some spots in the film I can tell good work is done, and then sometimes I can see in parts of the movie a little bit of graininess. Don't know what I think about it, but then again, it's the 70s. I did appreciate that it does have the English audio. Trying to think if whether it was on me or not that the Blu-ray of Way of the Dragon I got from the Bruce Lee store. I don't know if it might have had the English. I tried to look at it. It might have said it only had the Cantonese. Although I was a little bummed to know they had like at least the Arrow films. It had both Mandarin and Cantonese audio. Although I don't know for the life of me why it had 6 tracks for me to select. Either way, I don't know. Not used to hearing a Mandarin dub for what I know to be a Cantonese flick, or at least just because Bruce spoke Cantonese. So I'm more or less satisfied with my purchase from Arrow Films. Again, I did appreciate their make good with the supplying. I think they sent an email out to everyone about the Game of Death documentary they sent out. I think per the communication, an updated or corrected version of the disc. So that's a nice gesture on their part. They didn't have to do that. So I'm looking forward to looking at that because it's a lot longer than the Warrior's journey. So I'm intrigued still. I haven't watched it, even though I did get that. I think I got it last year. Um, so what I was going to do now is show what I did to allow myself to extract that because yesterday I did use my little duster. Let me see if I can get that out. Hearing me here. Another one. I think I showed the box through the Amazon Find, but does what I needed. I think it did a decent enough job on dusting out my my PC tower. So I'm a bit relieved there. I haven't done that, like I said, for years. So by virtue of shutting down and then rebooting, I haven't bothered mounting my other drives. So I'm gonna just do another quick demo. Let me do this here. Get that. Okay. Here we are. I'm gonna load up. There it is. Of course, what I tend to do in my setup is I just go to super user, and while I'm there, and it's been a little bit of time, check for updates. The one thing I appreciate about having been a Linux user and still am is I don't have to find ways to turn off automatic updates. I get to inspect each of these updates, and the way Linux manages them, it's not like I have to get a giant roll up. It's like I screen what updates may be relevant or what I think I should download. So what I'm going to do, since it looks like an updated listing will be provided once I get to the next once I get to the next bit. There it is. And I can say when the list shows, a lot of these are ones I don't feel the need because I also have them installed as I have multi-library set up for 32-bit and 64-bit support, and I personally run the huge kernel. I haven't bothered recompiling the kernel I do have, so I just have these things, and they're just patches. That's what I tend to do when I go through my updates. I just install the patches. There it goes. Excuse me. I do that. That's telling it to update the dynamic link configuration as well as updating the database. And this part, especially if you've done it for the first time after rebooting, for example, in this case, uh, there it goes. So one thing I'm going to point out, see how I can bring this center into the center. I'm just going to take a look at what's mounted right now. A lot of these are hardware based, but you can tell the storage devices. In my system, we're looking at the NVMe drives and partitions, as well as my serial attached SCSI drives. So it only has these two primarily. What I can do is run fdisk, a command common to Windows as well, and I can just tell it to list what I've got. And in order for me to get my multimedia drive, I just need to look at what I have and pinpoint based on how I've set it up SDA2 is still my RAID 1 of my. I actually have a spindle drive. This is the spindle drive, and this is my multimedia partition. So it's defined. It's identified as SCSI disk A partition 2. So what I'm going to tell Linux is I'm going to mount and put it in storage. And again, as I might have tried to explain in previous videos, Linux treats drive assignments by way of folders and not by drive letters. So I can make as many, as long as I have an available folder, I can, I can, sky's the limit as far as what I want to assign to a given drive or a set of drives if I have multiple. So once I've declared, I'm going to mount this particular partition to that folder. There it is. And now for MakeMKV, I just need to make sure I can, on a system level, I can tell Linux, okay, I need you to look at my removable drives. And so it's a module. We're trying to probe for a module. And for whatever reason, per the documentation, I had to use that specific denotation of SG. So what I can do now is I can pop my this, and then I'm gonna see if I have my other DVDs that I have planned to bring to my multimedia drive. So now that I've got that, I don't need my terminal unless I want to decide, unless I want to put in my gaming drives, but not right now. And I'm gonna go. We'll see if this disc is still readable. I don't think I've gotten it out of the sleeve for a while, if at all. It's like I just got the roller, I opened it. There it goes. And so it's scanning the contents, or at least it's picked up my Blu-ray drive where I put the DVD in. There it goes. Not much to this one. So this one should be done in no time. I'm gonna also double check my DVDs. Bear with me here. All right. So in case I didn't put this in the last video, I think I made a video. I just don't think I was going to use it. But just a kind of pseudo recap of what I picked up from Rite Aid. I was looking for I was looking for something entirely different. I think it was just wipes so I can clean my screen. Uh, these were only $1 each. Why not? I'll be intrigued to know what this is about. I'll have to figure what mood I'd have to be in order to watch it. I guess I have to be totally bored. And then this one, we'll find out if I will come around to other DC characters. For me, DC is Batman and Superman. I haven't been compelled to check out other DC folk. Like, I know friends who are into Green Lantern, but it didn't tug at my shoestrings. So those will be taken care of. And going back, and I'll just highlight. I did a previous video to highlight the same instructions to extract the contents from my Way of the Dragon 4K, but I just let it sit and do its thing. But let's go to kind of show the proof. There it is. And you can tell the difference between a Blu-ray standard 1080p Blu-ray and then a 4K. The the size is typically going to be double this amount. Yep, yep. All right. Well, this is going to be a quick one. I know 18 minutes at least in terms of recording time may seem a bit, but there it is, and I'll get to extracting these three at some point, just about hitting the end of my lunch break. Well, until next video, fellow skeptics, catch you all. Peace out. And again, thank you for the support and the camaraderie, the commentary. The reason why I'm trying this out is I did get some comments. Thanks, guys. Call out my stuff needing to be called out, especially when it comes to my audio being what it was. So there's that, and catch you all later.